tournament recap. I'm actually just sitting in the boat getting ready for the next one down at Lake St Clair, but I just want to take some time and reflect what actually happened with the ABT Glenbawn round a couple of weeks ago. With a massive field, 68 boats, I knew the fishing was going to be tough. The conditions made it even tougher again, with pretty well glassed out hot conditions, and those fish just pretty well flatlined on the bottom and made them very hard to catch. You had to be early to catch those fish. Unfortunately, probably started about 20 minutes a little too late, and we really missed out on that, capitalising on that low light bite. My game plan heading in, I caught up with a good mate of mine, Dan Clancy, and we practice fished down in the main basin. We managed to actually catch quite a few fish on soft plastics, but they were fairly small. So coming into the tournament, you know, I like to target the big ones, and I always try and go for the win. So I went with a jerk bait to start off both mornings, and it probably did cost me in the end, only weighing 2 fish each morning on a jerk bait. I spent probably about an hour and a half both mornings looking for those big bites, and then went searching with the plastic. As you watch as the weekend pans out, the fishing was super tough. You know, we're only sort of getting 5 to 7 bites a day, and you know, it made it really hurtful if you miss one of those fish. So the 2 jerk baits I threw, just in the super clear water, and it was a little bit when it was stirred up on the Sunday. I went with the Lemon Dazzler double clutch. That's a 75, and just a good old ever reliable ghost perch. I like the 75s. You know, you can pump them out a long way, wind them down, especially at Glenbawn, and sort of target those little bit deeper fish. For the plastic, pretty much I used a combination of a little curl tail or a little paddle tail, 1/4 ounce mainly. I did use a 1/6 a little bit, but most of the fish come on a 1/4 ounce, and I actually had to fish a lot deeper than I like to fish at Glenbawn. Generally I like to sort of fish 20 foot and shallower. I feel I can catch bigger fish in that depth, but you know, those boats just drove those fish right down into the deep. So a lot of the times I found myself out in 40 foot plus, targeting the schools, and quite often they were very small, like undersized and only just legals. But yeah, just a little 1/4 ounce bass man, that did the job for most of the plastic fish. And on the last morning, I managed to catch one on the Pros Factory Equip 1/2 ounce skirted jig. I threw the jig a lot leading up into the tournament, and I caught some pretty good fish, but on practice day I threw it for probably 3 hours and only had, I think 2 bites and a drop fish, and I just didn't feel like super confident with it, so I probably didn't fish it as much as I should have in the tournament, and I sort of stuck with the plastic just to try and fill the limit. Unfortunately, we only come in with 9 out of 10. We left 1 swimming out there, and you know, it was just a little hurtful to come. I think it was around 18th out of 68 boats. It wasn't a complete disaster, but being my home lake, I sort of expected a little bit more of myself, and I'm a little bit disappointed in the way it turned out. But that's just fishing sometimes. That's just it. We pick ourselves back up and we're all at it again. So hope you enjoyed the little tournament recap. So yeah, there's a pretty good little band of weed around here. Yeah, there we go. The drag is probably way too loose. Man, it's all good. Second cast. Yep. Net, man, net. He's on the stick. Number 2. Yep. It's going to be legal. Only that was a bass. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, no! Bullshit. Hold on, mate. Take it easy, probably got him out now. Come on, baby. That's it, wind that rod down, man. Keep it nice and low to the water. There he comes. Keeps turning like that, it's not very nice, is it? Hell yeah. Give us some knuckles, bro. She's been a long old day, hasn't it? Oh, bloody yellow belly. Hang on a second. There's a colour on him, but beautiful. Golden. Shallow water one.
.31, Peter Phelps.
Blowing its head off here. Yep. Number 3. Yeah, so over here, mate, like it's pretty precise. It's like to stand up here if you want. We're probably a little bit off it still. See that tree there? Mm-hmm. So off that. Oh, there goes a fish. Yeah, off that there's like, oh, yep. Come on, number 4. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Yep. On the drop. Yes, he's got to be legal. Come on. He has to be. Number 4. A little bit easier than yesterday. Righto, I'm overfishing a plastic. I'm going to go fish a jig now for the last hour. And then if we don't catch one, Glenbawn wins. Yeah, wow. Are you just getting them on plackies? Yeah, righto. Nah, man, they've felt the pressure today. Has many people fished in here yet? Yep. Net.
Well done.
Then there's 5! Wow. What was that? On a jig? That's the first one I've caught on a jig all weekend. For like 4 hours of throwing it. Have you weighed yet?
Definitely was down on what we'd expect from him at this dam. He doesn't get the rinse of Glenbawn for no reason. He only brought 4 to the scales yesterday. Please tell me you've got 5 today.
I do have 5. It was just a grind out there, as you've probably heard, and everyone's heard. It was tough. 5 fish, that's all we caught today, and a couple undersized, so yeah.
And what was your pattern for yesterday and today?
Jerkbait and a plastic, and I did actually manage one on a jig today. That probably equated to about 5 hours of throwing one, so.
How's 382 sound?
That'll do.
That'll do? Oh well. Good job, Phelpsy. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, there you go.
4 points.